We'll start with breathing and then go into a body scan. Go ahead and start by taking a nice deep breath in and breathing out. I'm going to suggest starting with breathing in deep and then breathing out slow. If breathing out slow creates more of an agitated or panicked feeling inside of you, then instead of doing that, I'll invite you to vary it a little bit. For some people, they like to breathe in really slow and breathe out with kind of a quicker breath out to allow for that parasympathetic drop. But just breathe in a way that works for you, that helps you feel a little more connected to the body, a little bit more safe in the body, and a little bit more calm. For those of you who actually feel good doing this, I'll invite you to pressure the breath out. But in any case, breathe in a way that's right for you. And as you breathe out especially, pay attention to what it feels like to be in your body. Turn attention into the body consciously. Now there's part of you that's able to visualize your body and think about your body, and then there's a part of you that's able to sort of probe around and feel sensations, pressures, uh, your position in space. I'm going to invite you to both activate the thinking part and the feeling part, both. Pay attention to the shape of your body, the feeling of your body, what it's like to be in your skin right now. And let's go ahead and start the body scan as you continue to breathe. Pay attention to your feet. I'm going to invite you to consider the shape of your feet and the space they occupy. If you visualize really easily, go ahead and visualize the shape and the space of your feet. And if you're not into visualization, if that's sort of a chore for you, then just think about the space that your feet occupy, their position in space. Then feel around within that space where your feet are. Use both your visualizer or spatial thinker and then your feeler as you move around within the sensations in your feet. If there's not much sensation, that's okay. Just notice them. With your next breath out, stretch your awareness up to your knees. So you're paying attention to your feet and your lower legs all the way up to your knees. Noticing the shape of that space where your body is, and then feeling around within that space. Breathing and turning your attention back to that part of your body. Now with your next breath out, stretch your awareness up into the upper legs. So you're noticing the upper legs, feeling around within the space of you in the upper legs, and then feeling and noticing the sensation of being in your skin all the way down to your feet. And with your next breath out, stretch your awareness up through the pelvic region, the lower stomach, the lower back, into that sort of lower half of you. Noticing the low stomach, low back, the middle of you, the legs and the feet. And if at any point during this exercise you start to feel agitated, or for some people it's actually more of a tense, intense boredom, if that happens, just notice that this might be a place to just pause what you're doing, to not move on with the exercise, but just to stay with where you're at right now and just let it level out. And if it doesn't level out, if you actually start having a rise in agitation or really intense boredom or tension, then I would suggest just stopping the exercise. A lot of times when you're really focusing in on the body, going through this sort of front door of consciousness, you'll trigger implicit memory. It's a really common thing, and when you're triggering implicit memory that often runs under the surface, you don't necessarily always have memories or thoughts about past times, but you do have things that are patterns that run to the lower levels of the brain and down into the peripheral nervous system. And so, stopping, taking a break, a lot of times it just levels out, and sometimes better than that, if you've held awareness in it, sometimes it actually discharges as you move on. There's a pent up stress load, a survival priming that just hasn't discharged, and it goes. And so other than that, if you're just fine, go ahead and keep breathing and stretch your awareness up into your chest, up into the chest, up into the upper back. Breathing. Whenever your attention wanders, just bringing it on back to the body. It's okay that your attention wanders. It's natural. It's part of nature's pendulation process. A lot of times these sort of defensive structures come in, you touch into a feeling, something gets activated, a part of you says, oh, I've got to kick you out somewhere else. That's okay. You don't want to shove aside those defensive processes. You want to engage and work with them gently. So bring your awareness on back to the body if it pops out, and then stretch your awareness up into the shoulders, down into the arms, into the hands, and into the fingers. Noticing this whole upper musculature up here, down through the middle of you, into the legs, into the feet. Noticing the shape of you, feeling around within that shape, lightly touching into the different sensations and feelings that you experience in your body. And stretch your awareness up into the neck, into the jaw, into the face and head. Noticing the shape of the head and feeling around within that shape. Bringing your awareness into the shape of you, below that into the body and down into the feet. Bringing your awareness back into the shape and the space of you. Now, if for any reason this triggered bad feelings instead of the usual really good, connected, readjusting, rebalancing feeling, in that case, you might want to, rather than doing this as a daily practice to build up your neural platform, you might want to start with something that comes through the side door instead of the front door. Perhaps something like a meditative or hypnotic process that involves more of a dissociative technique along with the touching in, so it's a lot safer for you. But if you're feeling more rebalanced, if you're feeling good as you bring your awareness into your body and you keep turning your awareness back using the inhibitory system to keep uh, turning your attention back into the body, then great. This is the kind of thing that if you were to do this at least once a day, every day, in some setting that works for you, that you would find yourself becoming more at ease, more resilient, and as soon as weird tensions, novel feelings in the body, anxious feelings, dreadful feelings that don't really have an apparent cause, when they rise up, they're more likely to quickly discharge as you start noticing them and getting curious about them, because you're building up the platform that allows that to happen. Or for some people, this sort of um, background sense of just not okayness or dissatisfaction, being able to turn attention into the body will start to clear that up. And if for any reason there's certain things that just get worse and worse when you watch them, hold them for a while as long as you can tolerate that. And then if it's not going away, there's other things that you can do. There's a lot of different tactics you can take, from bilateral stimulation, brain spotting, sometimes even just the distraction. It usually doesn't help you much unless you've held some attention into the problem first. But best of luck in your practice of building your neural platform and using the body scan if that works for you.